Okay, hello everyone. This is another S5 history class. We're still talking about the Industrial Revolution, but in this recording, we are going to focus on mining, iron, and steel production. Okay, we'll talk about this particular topic in two parts. We're going to focus on mining and iron here. Okay, so this is a picture of miners in the UK. What's important to understand at this point is that all of these aspects of the Industrial Revolution, they come together and they intersect in different ways, as you will see. Okay, so we want to understand what actually happened. What did they have to do? As the demand for certain things arose. So how did they actually mine? Um, I'm gonna skip that. So in the 18th century, mid 18th century, and then going into the 19th, you would have the rise of the coal industry. Why is that? Because by 1750, from that moment on, there would be rising demand for coal. Why is that? Because of the other inventions. So you need coal in order to heat up water, and you need water to create steam. And remember, around this time, the steam engine was invented, and so you would need coal in order you know, uh, to bring water up to a certain temperature for you to be able to produce steam and therefore to you know drive machines. Okay. And eventually, of course, coal would also be used to power trains and ships. Um, Another important thing is that um, you need you need coal in order to make coke. Coke is a kind of fuel, and it's important for smelting. Okay, smelting, for instance, iron ore. As you can see, that's coal, that's coke. Okay, and here you have something like a furnace. We're going to explain those terms here. So smelting, what is that? Smelting is the process of separating the iron. So that's the good, okay? Okay, that's the substance that you want to get. You want to separate that from the rock that contains it. So you need to smelt the iron ore, okay? So you need coke to be able to do that. Coke is produced by burning coal or charcoal, and in this process, you remove harmful gases. And usually, you need to do this in a furnace. This is a type of furnace. Okay, it's an almost fully enclosed structure, and you can bring the interior of the furnace to very high temperatures, and you subject, for instance, the coal. You put the coal in there, okay, and so in that, through that process, you produce coke, for instance, okay. And another important term, as you can see here, collier, that whenever we use that term, that simply means a coal miner, okay. Now we need to talk about coal mines. So you want to find coal, but of course the layers or seams of coal, they are under the ground. Okay, I mean, they're in the ground underneath the surface. So what you need what you need are vertical tunnels or shafts. So you need to create that, to dig a shaft, and by way of the shafts you can find the seams or the layers of coal. Now, once you're digging, at the same time you want to hold up, part of the ground or the soil, so you need, a kind of frame, a wooden structure to hold those things up, okay? And you also need tools in order to dig in the ground. So you need a pickaxe. And of course, you are familiar with this tool. That's a shovel. Okay, that's you can see in this picture. That's how you use a pickaxe. So you use that in order for you to remove a part of the rock or a part of the ground, from the rest. So in order to be able to go down the shaft and to go back up to the surface, you would need kind of cage that is attached to, you know, ropes, and you would also need pulleys. So you would need to be able to bring people down and then, to pull them back up. Eventually, these things would be powered by the steam engine. Okay, so again, that intersection, that meeting of, different aspects of the Industrial Revolution, new inventions and then new industries, they begin to combine and affect each other. And usually, at least in the case of the Industrial Revolution, the result is greater efficiency, um, greater production. Now, being a coal miner or collier, then, wasn't totally safe. Okay, it had plenty of dangers. For instance, flooding. If you're going to go, deep in the ground, then, the ground has groundwater. So, you would have the shafts, and then you would have the different tunnels, in the mine, and you are bound to encounter some flooding because of the groundwater. So, this was a problem because this was first of all dangerous. Of course, if there's water, that means it's not safe. Parts of the tunnels and the mines could collapse. And then also, this the presence of water kept miners from going further down. So one solution was to use the steam engine. So you could use it, attach it to a pump, and then you would be able to take out the groundwater. Okay, and this led to an increase in coal production. Of course, explosions uh, you know, were always likely because if you're in the ground, there are different gases there, and some of these gases are flammable and could lead to explosion when they meet a naked fire. So, so for instance, if you have carbon and then that meets the naked flame of a candle, like so, then that would cause an explosion. So these gases, in general, they were called fire damp. So of course, these were harmful gases. It wasn't only that they were flammable, you know, you weren't supposed to inhale them. At any rate, thanks to the Davy lamp, this invention here, mining eventually became safer for colliers, for miners. So by 1815, this was invented. And so you have a wick lamp. A wick is this part of the candle that sticks out, that you actually, um, that actually sort of holds the flame, and then it's inside there, but then it's covered by the fire is covered by a mesh screen so that it wouldn't the flame wouldn't come into contact with the gases. Okay, so you would have the light, but with the you know the you can say you have with this you lessen the likelihood that there would be explosions because the light is covered by this screen. Sorry, the fire is covered by this screen. Okay. Now, um, so by mid 18th century until mid 19th century, you would have a rise in the production of coal. As you can see, this is quite dramatic. And I'm talking about the UK. You, they would see a jump from 2 to 50 million tons. Okay. This is because of all these inventions, improved technologies and techniques. And then you would have factories built around coal fields. And why is that? Because it was cheaper to build the factories near the sources of energy. Okay. And then eventually, as because the mines, they needed more workers, and it was cheaper anyway for the workers to be near the mines. So you would have towns eventually and cities grow around or near the coal fields. So as you can see here in this map, they were all over the UK. Okay, I'll stop there and then we'll continue this discussion in the next recording.